The Minnesota Timberwolves Game 2 victory over the Golden State Warriors was one of the strangest victories I have ever witnessed in my entire life. A weird game, a weird tone, and I'm going to talk about that today. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. If you're watching on YouTube or listening somewhere else, make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you are watching or listening. But before I dive into the Timberwolves win, I need to tell you about 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis because they remodeled our bathroom and gave us the bathroom of our dreams in 48 hours. It did not take 6 weeks. It did not take 8 weeks. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis can enter your bathroom and remodel it in 48 hours. And I'm talking about a full remodel. They remodeled our floor, our shower, our tub, our sink, our mirror, our vanity, all in 48 hours, and we had our bathroom back in days. This was exactly what we were looking for. Maybe you're in the market for a new bathroom, and maybe you don't want to cram into your teeny tiny bathroom in the basement of the house. Contact 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis, and they can remodel your bathroom and give you the bathroom of your dreams in 48 hours. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis took our moldy shower, got rid of the mold, got rid of steps, got rid of handbars, got rid of outdated, embarrassing parts of our bathroom because it was all embarrassing. The color was disgusting, and they added value to our home. So although we are paying an affordable price for their remodel added value to our house. Double sink, vanity, the whole shebang. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis can remodel your bathroom and give you the bathroom of your dreams. Contact them today. Affordable pricing, free consultations. 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. All right. The Timberwolves win 117-93. Anthony Edwards goes 6 for 13. Still plays 34 minutes despite an ankle injury that forced him to miss 8 minutes. Scores 20 points, 5 assists, 3 steals, 9 rebounds. Julius Randle, 24 points, 11 assists, 7 rebounds. Jaden McDaniels has been elite in the playoffs. Only 2 rebounds, but 16 points and a big 16 points. 0 assists, 3 steals, 3 blocks, impacting the game everywhere on the floor. And the bench came alive. Naz Reid, 11 points. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 20 points. But what was so strange about this basketball game is the tone or the intensity of this basketball game. This was a game 2 at Target Center. The Timberwolves are already down 0-1 in this series. And typically what you see when teams are down 0-1 is an electricity, is an intensity that you don't typically see in a typical NBA playoff game. When I watched this game, it felt like an NBA preseason game. I'm not even kidding. The intensity was, whatever. The Timberwolves offensively were not moving with intentionality. The Timberwolves defensively would score and allow an easy fast break opportunity off a score. The Warriors come down dunk. They only scored 93 points. So defensively, for most of the night, the Timberwolves defense was good. But I think because the Warriors did not have Stephen Curry, that it severely impacted the amount of intensity the Target Center had and the players felt, because there was just none of it. We're talking about the Western Conference semifinals. You compare game 2 versus the series against the Lakers, and the series versus the Lakers was way more intense than the Timberwolves' performance in game 2. One of the biggest differences in the game between game 1 and game 2 is, of course, the three-point shooting. In game 1, the Timberwolves could not hit the broadside of a barn. In game 2, the Timberwolves shoot 43% compared to the Golden State Warriors' 28%. In game 2, the Timberwolves made 16 threes compared to the Warriors' 9 threes. So offensively, the Timberwolves scored 117 points, but even still did not seem to play all that good offensively, although they scored 117. How many layups at the rim did Anthony Edwards miss? How many passes did Rudy Gobert drop? Seriously. It was posed in our group thread by Jacob, who is a frequent guest on this show. He said, "Who has better hands, Troy Williamson or Rudy Gobert?" Because both are known for dropping the ball. And Stan Van Gundy was trying to defend Rudy Gobert by saying, a lob is so much easier for him to go get when he's 7'2". Yes, it is. Okay, it's true. A lob is easier to catch. But let's not pretend like a 7'2" player or any player, regardless of their height, cannot catch a ball that's thrown directly at their chest. Like, ball was thrown directly at Rudy Gobert's chest and his hands were right there. That is still a very catchable pass. He just can't catch. He goes through these cycles where he catches these things like he did versus the Lakers in game 5 when he put up 27 points. And then he has a cycle in game 2 where there's multiple passes throughout this game where he just doesn't catch it. Just flat out ricochets off of his hands and into the defender's hands. It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, why can't you catch the ball? But this was a must-win game for the Timberwolves. Actually, it wasn't. It wasn't even a must-win game because the Warriors are out Curry. And the Timberwolves could go into Golden State and win game 3 and game 4. But it just had a weird sense about it. The electricity wasn't there. The crowd was silent. The players weren't intense. It had the intensity of an NBA preseason basketball game. Anthony Edwards, I have a few more thoughts on Edwards. 6 for 13, 20 points, a plus 21. I will say this, one thing I have loved about Edwards in this series and throughout the playoffs is that although he's not scoring the basketball to the best of his abilities, he has impacted the game on both ends of the floor. Defensively, Edwards has been spectacular. And rebounding the basketball, Edwards has been great. 9 rebounds in game 2, 14 rebounds in game 1. So although he is not impacting the floor the way that we typically see on the offensive end, he has impacted the game on the defensive side of the ball, and he has impacted the game rebounding the basketball. Because he tied Rudy Gobert in rebounds in game 2. And I'm going to guess that in game 1, Anthony Edwards had the most rebounds on the Timberwolves roster with 14 of them. So his presence is being felt in every place on the basketball floor. But let me go back again to the superstar comments that I've really been making all postseason. Because Anthony Edwards is still not an NBA superstar because of his inconsistencies on the offensive side of the ball. How many layups did Anthony Edwards miss? John Krasinski counted 3 in the first quarter. The dude can get to the rim, but for some reason, at this stage of his NBA career, finishing at the rim for a guy as athletic as Edwards is a struggle. And when you really think about superstars in the NBA, I think about LeBron James at his peak. That's a superstar. Is Anthony Edwards a player that's similar to LeBron James at his peak? Now, not many people are, because LeBron James is arguably the greatest player to ever live. But even think about players like Giannis at his peak. Is Anthony Edwards impacting the basketball game like Giannis Antetokounmpo?
I really don't know what he said at the end of that sentence. I don't think he knows what he said either.
Like he does during the course of an NBA game. Edwards has superstar moments. But what we've seen in games 1 and in games 2 is that Edwards is an all-star. He deserves to be at the all-star game. But he does not have that consistent impact on an NBA game that you would hope that your superstar would. Now, Anthony Edwards is must-watch TV. He's box office. He's the most important player on the Timberwolves roster. All those things can be true. He is becoming the face of the NBA. He seems to be a bigger entertainer than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Although Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is the better player, he still is missing a level of his game that I want to see superstar players get to. And in Anthony Edwards' defense, he's still only 23 years old and turns 24 on August 1st. There's time. It's not like he needs to be a superstar today. But you can still see levels of Edwards' game that have not fully arrived. His decision-making has become better. His willingness to be a playmaker for teammates and to draw the double and to get a hockey assist has been much better. But you still want to see him become a more consistent player on the offensive side of the ball, particularly at the rim. But now it gets interesting because the Warriors, without Curry, for the next 2 games at least, are going to be underdogs even at home. And maybe the Timberwolves will play with more intensity on the road than they did at home, because they were expected to win games 1 and games 2. And when Curry went out, the lights went down. And it felt like a preseason game. But maybe, hopefully, because the Timberwolves are going on the road and have this back against the wall mentality, that they show up to the challenge. Jaden McDaniels said post-game that he would rather play on the road. Nothing against you guys at home, but I like the back against the wall mentality. I like silencing the crowd. So hopefully the rest of the Timberwolves roster takes that with them, because it really wasn't there in the first 2 games. We're talking about the Western Conference semis. It was there against the Lakers in round 1. The intensity was there all series. I had no questions or doubts about the Timberwolves' urgency versus the Lakers in all 5 games. And the Timberwolves went 2-1 on the road against the Lakers. They won game 1, lost game 2, won game 5. So they can go on the road and win these games, especially versus a Warriors team that does not have Steph Curry. In fact, the Timberwolves should win this series in 5 games. No ifs, ands, or questions about it, because even if Curry comes back in game 5, is he going to be 100% healthy? Absolutely not. And Curry is heavily reliant on coming around screens and making these quick moves. And with a hamstring strain, that is not going to be easy to recover from. You're not going to be 100% immediately. That's going to take time. So there's no reason why the Timberwolves should not win this series in 5 and advance to the Western Conference Finals 2 years in a row. Thank you for watching this episode and for making this podcast part of your day. Hit that subscribe button. Remember, 5-Star Bath Solutions of Minneapolis. They'll remodel your bathroom and give you the bathroom of your dreams in 48 hours. That's what they did for us. They'll do that for you as well. Free consultations and affordable payment plans are available. Thank you for watching. Everyone have a great day.